Good morning, my friends, wherever you are. I'm on the east coast of the United States, and at this moment it's about 11:23 East Coast time in the United States, the human construct that we have agreed to. And today I wanted to continue on our journey from human to meta-human. And I wanted to share with you my idea of how to live a miraculous life. Looking back at my own life, it is nothing short of the miraculous. So, before I start, and I'm going to start very soon on this topic, I would like to know from you if I should speak on this, living a life of miracles, and if I should actually speak on it regularly, because actually it can happen every moment. Miracles happen every moment in our life. They are anonymous messages from divine consciousness, or universal consciousness, or pure consciousness. So as you're coming on and letting me know that you would like to discuss this topic, then so we should. Okay. Thank you, Daniela, for saying yes, please. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Saad Munir Bashir. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Pete. He says, I need a miracle. Paige Lee says, fabulous topic. Robin Polk says, miracles, yes. Zara says, yes, please. And so, why not? Shall we start? We are almost 900 people now, live, sharing the same mental space. So maybe it is time to start. Okay, we're up to over 900 people. I'll just wait for a minute or so. Please send any questions, and please send any remarks, and please press the like button if you want me to continue on this topic, living a life of miracles, because that's the least we all deserve as humans, but it's the least that we should expect in every moment as meta-humans. So how about that? Okay, I see we're up to almost 1,000 people. Julie said, A Course in Miracles has been great. Yeah, it's been great, but let's go even beyond that. It's a great course, by the way. The Course in Miracles is a great course, and I totally endorse it. Okay, so let's look at the word miracle. Let's look at the word miracle. And also, when I say something and I quote somebody, I might be paraphrasing, so don't take my quotes 100% literally. I will do my best. But the word miracle is related to the Latin word mirare. And mirare means filled with wonder, awestruck, bewildered, full of wonder, so much so that wonder leads to extreme exhilaration and even ecstasy. Ecstasy, it means ectasis, stepping out of the ordinary world, the mundane world of everyday reality. So miracle means filled with wonder. Also, miracles are associated with the so-called supernatural. And so we, as human beings, are interesting species. If we can explain something, we call it natural. And if we can't explain it, we call it supernatural. So once we can explain what we couldn't explain previously, then it becomes natural. The supernatural becomes natural. The miracle becomes, quote unquote, a scientific explanation. So humans have this amazing capacity to want to give explanation to every experience. And this human capacity for creating an explanation or explanatory power, which has led to a methodology called science today. Previous disciplines have included philosophy, theology, religion, mythology, but today our explanatory power comes from the methodology of science. And it's a good methodology because it's open to what is called falsification, can be revised and continues to be revised. So first of all, I would say that I'm in agreement with Einstein, and that's kind of arrogant of me to say, but he did say either everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. So I like that, but I can tell you every experience is a miracle. Every experience is a miracle. Lift your hand up, that's a miracle. You started with an intention, you ended up with a physical response. Nobody can yet explain how the intention became this activity or any activity. How does volition work? There's no scientific explanation. At the moment, it's part of the hard problem of consciousness. So too, there's no scientific explanation for how you see those colors behind me, the painting behind me, or me, and the colors I'm wearing, because all that's coming to your eyes are photons. Again, that's part of the hard problem of consciousness. So here we are, we cannot explain a single experience, sensory experience. We cannot explain a single motor experience. The first step in the motor experience is a miracle. The rest of it has a scientific explanation. But how intention transforms itself into motor activity is a miracle. Before the electrochemical processes, there's only intention, and it's at many levels: para, pashanti, madhya, vaikari. Some of those intentions even not known to us. And similarly, all sensory experience, whether we hear sound or see colors or shapes or forms, or smell a fragrance, or taste a flavor, or feel a sensation, the first step is a miracle. We don't know how something that is purely electrical information going from our five senses to our body, how does that create the experience of everything that we call reality? Sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, perceptions. And I've dealt with that many times, so excuse me, I'm repeating myself. But now, the key to how to live a life of miracles, how to live a life of miracles in every moment of our existence. So here's the key, and I'll repeat it many times. So if you miss it out, then come back to it, okay? Here's the key. Remember that our worldview shapes our world experience. There's no such thing as a world. There's only world views. So here's the key to living a life of miracles. One sentence. Number one, know and experience your body, your physical body. Know and experience your physical body as made out of nothing, no thing. And know that your mind is connected to all minds. I'll repeat it. Know that your physical body is made of nothing, no thing. And know that your mind is connected to all minds. I'll repeat it third time. Know that your body is made of nothing and that your mind is connected to all minds. That's the key. Now let's explore it. So what I'm saying is in the deeper reality, your body is part of one body, the body of the universe. And in the deeper reality, your mind is part of one mind, the universal mind. Once again, in the deeper reality, your body is part of one body, which is the universe. And in the same deeper reality, your mind is part of one mind, the universal or divine mind. If you get that totally intellectually and experientially, you're done. You can live miracles right now, in every moment. Okay. So let's explain this. Okay. First, look at your body purely from a physical aspect. From a physicalist aspect. Your body is made of atoms and molecules and particles and stardust. And that stardust is recycling as your body right now. In fact, according to many hypothetical mathematical calculations based on radioactive isotope studies, you have in your body right now 1 million atoms that were once in the body of Jesus Christ or Buddha or Moses or Genghis Khan or anyone else that you want to think about. So right now, your body is the recycling of all bodies. And that includes plants, animals, other humans, stardust. There's just your body is the recycling activity of all bodies. No need to, belabor this point. In 1 year, you replace 98% of all the atoms in your body. So your body is all bodies recycling as the body you have right now. Okay, scientifically. Secondly, your breath is this atmosphere, recycling. So your breath is the breath of all breathing sentient beings right now. Your breath is the breath of all sentient beings, including trees that are breathing in carbon dioxide and breathing out oxygen, which you can breathe. Your breath is all breaths. And so we can say that in the deeper reality, my body, your body, is actually the same body, okay, appearing differently, of course. But we can also go beyond that. Our mind is inseparable from all minds. How do we even define mind? What is the location of mind? Just like if I asked you, what is the location of body? You'd say, here. This is the location of my body, this room, this space. An illusion, but nevertheless, you would claim that your body has a location. You would also claim that your mind has a location. You'd point to your head, the brain. But in the deeper reality, that's not true, either of the body or of the mind. So, all these years I've been looking for a good scientific definition of the mind. And so far, the best definition I've experienced coming from Dan Siegel, the UCLA psychotherapist, is he says the mind is an embodied and relational process that regulates the flow of energy and information. So once again, the mind is embodied. It's in the body, brain, body, everywhere, in all the cells, and relational. Yeah, mind doesn't exist by itself. It exists in relationship to other minds. So the mind is an embodied and relational process that regulates the flow of energy and information in the entire ecosystem of existence. By existence, we mean that which exists, nothing esoteric. And so there cannot be a mind without other minds. Right now I'm speaking to you because we're sharing mental space. Okay, and the mental space is also physical space. If I said something that is pleasing to you or evokes a feeling of joy in you, then I'm giving you a dopamine hit and a serotonin hit and maybe an opiate hit, and also maybe if you feel love, then you will also get an oxytocin hit. And if you have extreme joy, you will get an anandamide hit, which is the neuropeptide associated with joy or bliss. So right now we are exchanging information, but we could also say we are in the same mental space. And as a result of that, we are also influencing our physical molecules right now. I am influencing, if my intentions work, I'm influencing the release of dopamine and oxytocin and opiates and anandamide and everything, serotonin, oxytocin, everything that is changing and fine-tuning your immune system. And your feedback back to me is influencing my biology as well. On the other hand, if I was abusive and rude and condescending and I was hostile and I was angry, then if you were taking me seriously, then you would also have the release of cortisol and adrenaline and norepinephrine, and basically your body would go into inflammation. Okay, so basically you and I are at this moment entangled minds and entangled bodies. Okay, and so if you go way beyond that, then you'll realize that you end up with a handful of nothingness. So go beyond the appearance of molecules and atoms and particles and even probability waves, and what you end up is pure nothingness. And what I'm saying is that this pure nothingness, this emptiness, this infinite void is the womb of creation. Over here, we are entangled as one being, period. Over here, we are entangled as one being, and this is the key to living a miraculous life. Experience your body as nothingness, and it's very easy to do that. Close your eyes and just experience your thoughts, your sensations, your memories, your imagination, your desires as made of nothing, because they are made of nothing. No thought, no desire, no memory, no image, no sensation, no perception of perceptual activity is made of any substance called matter. Okay, so just by the simple act of closing your eyes, you are obliterating the experience of a physical world. You're only experiencing mental activity. And now take each of these mental activities, shift from one to the other, shift from a sensation to an image, from an image to an emotion, from an emotion to a thought, from a thought to an idea which is abstract, but you'll see these are all appearing on the screen of your consciousness as modifications of nothingness. And even that which we call the physical world is a modification of nothingness. So now once you get this, live your life like this. My body is the universe. and it is of the nature of awareness. That's it. And understand that at the most fundamental level, you and everything in existence are one phenomenon. One phenomenon, one being. Now, here's a simple way to try this out, okay, as an experiment. And if you all do this experiment and you share this experiment, the results of this experiment with me, then we can explore this a little further. We can really go much further into this dimension of miracles, okay? One way is to begin to understand and explore the orchestration of synchronicity. And today I'm going to suggest only one experiment, but then I'm going to show you many more experiments, okay? Many more experiments. But the one experiment I'm sharing with you right now is think of someone that you haven't contacted in a long time. And bring their awareness, bring their image into your heart. Feel it here. Experience the image here. So think of a particular name, any name of somebody you haven't recently contacted, and bring their image into your awareness over here. And now as you bring the image, feel the emotion associated with it, and their name, and the sensations that you experience in your body. Remember, all experiences, sensations, emotions, thoughts, feelings, images, and perceptions. So bring it all here into your heart, including the emotional feeling that goes with that. And then mentally speak to this person with their name, mentally speak, and say, I'd like to hear from you, and see what happens. Just try it and give me your feedback here, because if you give me your feedback and this experiment seems to work, then we can go much deeper. But let's start with synchronicity. I've spoken about this elsewhere. Synchronicity is a conspiracy of improbable events. It is orchestrated through acausal, meaningful interactions, acausal without cause. It is orchestrated in a domain of non-locality, beyond space and time. It moves you to a higher level of awareness and participation with cosmic creativity. It convinces you that your intentions have infinite organizing power. It transforms your identity from a physical being to a non-physical being that is made out of awareness and consciousness. It gives you great emotional fulfillment. It allows you to know that there is meaning and purpose to your existence, and it convinces you that the miraculous is happening all the time. So we can explore this in great detail, and if you would like to explore this further, let's do it. Leila says, the universe listens. Yeah, but in the deeper reality, there's no universe. It's a projection of consciousness and how it appears to us as a species of consciousness. There is only consciousness and what appears on the screen of consciousness, which is species-specific, culture-specific, but also specific to your personal worldview. You change your worldview and everything changes. So your body is not matter, it's not energy, it's not information. It can take all those manifestations, but your body ultimately is made of nothing. And that nothing is not an empty void, it's the womb of creation. all bodies, all minds, and all experiences have the one source. And beyond the secret passages and the dark alleys and the ghost-filled attics of your mind, you are that one source. Thank you.